When commitment overrides crisis. Luke Bryan's unforgettable night in Arkansas. Musicians dread vocal trouble, especially during a live show. But when that moment strikes, a few rare artists rise above the fear, owning the mistake and honoring their fans in unforgettable ways. That's exactly what happened recently at the Walmart Arkansas Music Pavilion in Rogers, Arkansas. Luke Bryan, in the middle of his country on tour set, abruptly halted the performance, looked out at the audience, and made headlines, not for the music, but for his honesty, humility, and unwavering commitment. A routine night turned awry. Luke Bryan arrived in Rogers with an arena full of fans eagerly awaiting a night filled with sing-alongs and good times. But shortly into the set, something felt off. Instead of the usual silvery timbre of his voice, there was a strained, fragile tone that grew weaker with each note. Recognizing something was wrong, Luke did something most artists fear. He stopped mid-show. His face revealed discomfort and frustration. His voice, caught between pain and apology, didn't carry the jokes, anecdotes, or volleys of applause he'd come to expect. Instead, there was a pause, an awkward hush, then, finally, words. Candid confession at center stage. Luke didn't dance around it or pretend nothing was wrong. He didn't mumble through poorly sung lines or neglect to acknowledge the audience's disappointment. Instead, we felt the level of candor rarely witnessed in stadium lights. This is the weirdest thing I've ever dealt with in my life. I cannot have my voice in this venue for some reason. It wasn't just an honest statement, it was raw confession. There was a crack in his voice, a tremble of genuine emotion, and later, a note that surprised and warmed the crowd. It happens every time. I don't know why. He confessed that this venue seemed to trigger something in his voice. Maybe it's the acoustics. Maybe it's something else. Either way, he acknowledged it and admitted he faced this problem at the very same place in the past. The high cost of transparency. Consider the context. Luke Bryan isn't some newcomer. He's a chart-topping star with millions of records sold, an intimidating presence on stage, and a polished brand of confidence. Why risk that brand by stopping the show? Why even risk admitting human frailty? A few factors come into play. Integrity versus image. Artists are trained to project unflappability. Vocal imperfections get edited, swishes deleted, and shaky moments ignored, or worse, denied. In country music, professionalism is sacred. Fans pay good money, shows must deliver. Luke could have glossed over it and just powered through. But he didn't. Respect for fans, he understood that the audience had come to experience a flawless show. Because of that, he didn't fake it, he offered a refund, directly addressing the financial commitment each person had made. Human connection. By revealing his own struggle, Luke reframed the performer-audience relationship. He became more relatable, more vulnerable, more real. Watching fans respond with applause wasn't awkward. It was powerful. You sensed the connection, the quick recalibration of expectations. Instead of a mediocre set, they had a memorable experience. The moment a star admitted defeat, and then turned it into something heroic. A shared moment of solidarity. Performing under duress is nothing new to professional musicians. Exhaustion, dehydration, illness, everything happens. But the stage often encourages silence, repetition, even heavy doses of bravado. Few artists choose transparency. Fewer still give refunds mid-show. Luke Bryan cited one such example from his road. Noticing Luke Combs, another big-name country star, making a similar stand on stage during a rough night. Luke remembered that honesty moved him. Now he reciprocated, paying it forward in full voice, even as it cracked. That moment of two stars acknowledging their human side creates a trail of authenticity seldom seen. On social media, fans talked about it not as a failed show, but as a moment of solidarity. People appreciated that even megastars admit failure and that they care enough to fix it. What it took to say refund. In live music, stopping a show, even once, can feel catastrophic. Breaking momentum, concerts are high-energy machines. Pause and you lose it forever. Facing backlash, fans may hoot in frustration. Media may pounce on the slip-up, derailing buzz. Financial repercussions. Tour profit margins may hinge on every ticket and merch sale. Brand impact. The finest tour branding vanishes if the lead singer falters. Luke Bryan chose a different path. He brought downtime, announced refunds, but framed it right. I don't give a damn. I'm going to refund everybody tonight, and we're going to keep doing the damn show, okay? There was no shrill defense, no fake bravado, just genuine apology, humility, and purpose. He turned the pause into an honorable reset. The venue stayed dark for a beat. Then it fired back to life. Finishing strong, notwithstanding the strain. Luke didn't abandon the night. He continued, mobilizing the crowd's energy to complete the night. Imperfect, but real. And here's what came next. Louder sing-alongs. More laughter, since the fortress of expectation was gone. A deeper bond. Fans weren't just watching, they were part of a story unfolding. Talk around the internet wasn't about a bad show. It was about a performance that transcended performance, a moment that felt more memorable than a 3-hour flawless set. The toxicity of perfection unveiled vulnerability instead, and it worked. Bigger implications for the touring world. Luke Bryan's experience holds lessons for touring acts across genres and experience levels. Every venue is different. Acoustics, humidity, elevation, technical setup, all can affect vocal performance. Regular monitoring matters. Transparency builds trust. Audiences are more forgiving when you talk to them like adults. Faking it sends a worse signal than admitting it. Money-back promise can be powerful. Refunding felt like an earned gesture, not just logistics, but genuine respect. Shared adversity enhances connection. The burdens of touring are often hidden. Moments like this shine a light on them. The crowd speaks, applause of approval. Post-show reaction was swift. Videos surfaced online, crowds erupting not in boos but applause. Fans wrote that they'd never cheered louder. Many mentioned it became their favorite Luke Bryan experience, even though vocally it was far from perfect. The unexpected outcome. Luke's brand soared, even on a night when he wasn't at 100%. Why? Because he communicated, he fought. He recognized fans as humans and gave them real, imperfect, shared experience in return. A rare kind of heroism. There's a moment in hero stories when the hero fights not because victory is assured, but because it's needed. Luke Bryan didn't fix his voice. He didn't cancel. He didn't pretend. Instead, he made a different kind of stand. Millions will buy Luke Bryan tickets again. They'll expect hits, production, dance moves. But some will come back for the truth-telling. They'll come back because in Rogers, Arkansas, they saw a star walk into his own weakness and turn it into something they were glad to share. In the afterglow. As tour dates continue, a question lingers. Was this night an accident or a milestone? Did Luke Bryan coach himself to handle it better next time? Will we now expect him to pause trouble, refund time, and connect instead of glossing past? What we do know is that country music values heart, and Luke Bryan put his out there, visible and vulnerable. And when that happened, fans responded not just with applause, but loyalty. Final takeaways. Adversity is opportunity. Tough moments can turn into legendary ones with courage. Refunds aren't surrender. They're symbols of respect. Truth is magnetic. We crave the real behind the gloss. Air isn't required, just honesty and the willingness to continue. Wrapping up. Luke Bryan's night in Arkansas was more than a setlist interrupted. It was a stark portrait of what it means to be a champion with cracks in the armor. He didn't just falter gracefully. He chose transparency, refunded the crowd, and turned a scheduled performance into a shared courageous event. In a world where perfection is curated, his choice stands out. The lesson? Real connection beats perfect production, and sometimes the weakest moments become the strongest.